press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Welcome back, my dear students, and today is the last topic what we left in previous class, that is preparation and properties of xenon hexafluoride. Already we discussed in last class, that is xenon tetrafluoride and xenon hexafluoride, tetrafluoride and xenon difluoride, and next one is preparation and properties of xenon hexafluoride. So it is unit name is 18th A group element. XeF6, xenon hexafluoride, very important, my dear students. Xenon hexafluorides. So here 1:20 ratio of xenon and oxygen, xenon and fluorine, 573 Kelvin temperature and 60 to 70 bar pressure. These are the suitable conditions to prepare xenon hexafluoride. 1:20 ratio of xenon and fluorine and 573 Kelvin temperature and 60 to 70 bar pressure leads to the formation of xenon hexafluoride. So Xc plus 3F2 gives rise to XeF6, 573 Kelvin temperature, 60 to 70 bar pressure. This will be the preparation for xenon hexafluoride. And in this xenon hexafluoride, very important point was hydrolysis. And before discussion of that hydrolysis, one more preparation also there to prepare this xenon hexafluoride by using xenon dioxydifluoride, tetrafluoride, xenon dioxytetrafluoride, or you should take this is XeF4. XeF4 is called as xenon tetrafluoride. Xenon tetrafluoride is treated with O2F2. O2F2, we know that dioxygen difluoride. Simply we should add F2 to this side and we will get XeF6 plus O2. This is also one more second method. It is second method to preparation of xenon hexafluoride. This is common point, 573 Kelvin temperature, 60 to 70 bar pressure, xenon combined with fluorine, the ratio 1:20 ratio. 1:20 ratio of xenon and fluorine. While coming to the one more method, xenon tetrafluoride. Xenon tetrafluoride is combined with O2F2, dioxygen difluoride. Already I said O2F2 is a good fluorinating agent. It can supply fluorines. It can supply fluorines means that is called as a fluorinating agent. So here, So here XeF4 plus O2F2 gives rise to XeF6 plus O2. Then what will be the hydrolysis reactions and what will be the structure of the compound? Very important. We have to discuss that. Hydrolysis was very important for competitive point of view and board examination point of view. Simply you should remember how to revise this hydrolysis reaction. I will give one trick. According to the trick you should follow, especially it is for xenon hexafluoride only. Because of fluorine is much more affinity with hydrogen. How much means it is more interested to connect with hydrogen, fluorine is. So where hydrogen atoms are there, simple it can remove the hydrogens from that molecule. Already we know water molecule means water molecule contains 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So here hydrolysis reaction, once you observe this one, XeF6 plus H2O. XeF6 plus H2O. How many hydrogens are there? 2 hydrogens. These 2 hydrogens are combined with 2 fluorines. 2 hydrogens combined with 2 fluorines. What we will get? 2HF. We will get 2HF. 2 hydrogens combined with 2 fluorines, we will get 2HF. Remaining fluorines 4. One is oxygen. Remaining is xenon. So this is called as xenon oxytetrafluoride. Xenon oxytetrafluoride. Xenon oxytetrafluoride it is. Clear? This is called as xenon oxy tetrafluoride. Suppose XeF6 plus there was given 2H2O. 2H2O means how many hydrogens? 2 to the 4 hydrogens. 4 hydrogens combined with 4 fluorines. Then what we will get here? 4HF. Remove 4HF. What is left? 2 fluorines will be left. 2 oxygens will be left. 1 xenon is left. 2 oxygens, 2 fluorines, 1 xenon. This compound is called as xenon dioxydifluoride. Xenon dioxydifluoride. If 3 water molecules are there, XeF6 plus 3H2O gives rise to 3 to the 6 hydrogens required, 6 fluorines, and how many oxygens? 3 oxygen atoms. Then what we will get? XeO3 plus 6HF. XeO3 plus 6HF. It is very explosive. It is explosive solid. This one, explosive solid it is. So XeO3 plus 6HF. So it is xenon trioxide. This is called as xenon trioxide. Simple, according to the number of hydrogens. If 2 hydrogen atoms are there, 2 fluorines you should remove. 4 hydrogen atoms, 4 fluorines you should remove. 6 hydrogen atoms, 6 fluorines you should remove. Remaining how many oxygens are there, you should simply add the reactant xenon. So first case we will get a xenon oxy tetrafluoride. Second case we will get xenon dioxydifluoride. Third case we will get xenon trioxide. Very important reactions for board as well as competitive examination point of view. Simple, they should give here dash. What will be the dash here? Dash. They will give one blank. You have to fulfill the blank according to the number of hydrogen atoms. Very important, don't neglect, easy to score mark. Clear it is. And what will be the hybridization? How many fluorine atoms are there in this example? Total 6 fluorine atoms are there. 6 fluorine atoms required, 6 unpaired electrons. In last class I said what it is. In ground state 0 unpaired electrons. First excited state 2 unpaired electrons. Second excited state 4 unpaired electrons. When we have to go to third excited state, third excited state contains 6 unpaired electrons. According to the valence shell electron pair repulsion only, we have to decide the shape of the molecule. Valence shell electron pair repulsions are deciding the shape of the molecule because of lone pairs only, the deciding factor for the geometry of the molecule. Clear? So here, make a note, practice this. Write this or take one screenshot. This was very important. 1:20 ratio of xenon and fluorine, 570 Kelvin, 60-70 bar pressure, Xe plus 3F to 570, 670 bar, XeF6 or XeF for combined with O2F2 gives rise to XeF6 and hydrolysis reaction. Take one screenshot. I will give 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And next one is the shape of the molecule. Shape. What will be the geometry of the molecule? Geometry, XeF6 geometry. 6F required, 6 unpaired. So Xe atom, third excited state, 5s2, 5p3, 5d3. Third excited state of xenon atom contains 6 unpaired electrons which are present in 3 in p orbital and remaining 3 are in d orbital. These 6 unpaired electrons are formed 6 covalent bonds with 6 fluorine atoms. 6 unpaired electrons are formed 6 covalent bonds with 6 fluorine atoms. Further intermixing of an s orbital and 3 p orbitals and 3 d orbitals resulting to give sp3d3 hybridization. sp3d3 hybridization. Shape of the molecule is pentagonal, bipyramidal, but in this example one lone pair plus 6 bond pairs, it is a distorted octahedral. Distorted octahedral means like this. Xenon, this is applying force towards downwards. then it becomes a distorted octahedral geometry. So here xenon difluoride, xenon tetrafluoride, xenon hexafluoride. Difluoride sp3d, tetrafluoride sp3d2, hexafluoride sp3d3. Difluoride linear, hexafluoride square planar, tetrafluoride square planar, hexafluoride actually pentagonal bipyramidal, but it is distorted octahedral due to the presence of one lone pair of electron. Due to the presence of one lone pair of electron. So here you should remember, revise and practice. Then you will get idea about this hybridizations and shape of the molecules. And according to the lone pairs and bond pairs only we have to find. Clear? And this xenon difluoride, xenon tetrafluoride, xenon hexafluoride, all three are the colorless crystalline solids. Colorless crystalline solids. All are the colorless crystalline solids, and all are act as good fluorinating agents. All are act as good fluorinating agents. Fluorinating agents means it supplies fluorine. It supplies fluorine to other substance. Clear it is. Good fluorinating agents. All are colorless crystalline solids, and XeO3. XeO3 is a colorless explosive. Colorless explosive. XeO3 is a very dangerous. It is a colorless solid with explosive, and XeOF4 is a liquid. It is XeOF4. XeOF4 means xenon oxy tetrafluoride. Xenon oxy tetrafluoride. Clear it is. So here, and all fluorides are the what it is powerful oxidizing agents, and all fluorides are powerful oxidizing agents, powerful fluorinating agents, not oxidizing agents. So here make a note, this one is very important. Hybridization is sp3d3, and I will give one more point regarding this. After that I will give conclusion. What will be the conclusion of zero group? So XeF2, XeF4, XeF6 colorless crystalline solids, and these are act as fluorinating agents, and these fluorides reacts with fluoride ion acceptors. Fluoride ion acceptors to form cations. So xenon fluorides combines with fluoride ion acceptors to form cationic species. Same xenon fluorides combines with fluoride ion donors to form anionic species. These are the examples regarding fluorinating agents. So xenon fluorides are reacts with fluoride ion acceptors to form cationic species, or fluoride ion donors to form anionic species. What will be the reactions? Means reactions you should take this XeF2 plus PF5 gives rise to XeF2 plus PF5 gives rise to PF5 means phosphorus pentafluoride. What you will get the compound is XeF plus and PF6 minus. See this. Transfer one fluor into this. Then what you will get? XeF plus PF6 minus combines with fluoride ion acceptors to form cationic species. To form what species? Cationic species. Xenon F cationic species. Instead of that, if you should take XeF4 plus SbF5, SbF5 means strontium pentafluoride. Strontium pentafluoride, here also we will get XeF3 plus and SbF6 minus. SbF6 minus. These two reactions are evidence for first statement. First statement evidence, what are the two reactions? XeF2 plus PF5 gives rise to XeF plus cationic species. Cationic species it is. XeF3 plus cationic species. Suppose if XeF6 plus MF gives rise to XeF6 plus F, XeF7 minus and M plus. This is anionic species. It is cationic species. So, xenon fluorides are combined with fluoride ions acceptor. Fluoride ion acceptor gives cationic species, while fluoride ion donors gives anionic species. Clear? So, this was the important things regarding the 18th group elements, and next was discussion about the uses. What was the uses of the 18A group elements? 18A group elements, already we know that helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Radon and argon, there are still not decided for uses, and xenon is used for the preparation of designing bulbs. Designing bulbs, if you would like to prepare designing bulbs, then which gas can be used, means that is xenon. Important uses was there regarding helium. Helium can be is non-inflammable. Helium is a non-inflammable and very lighter gas. Due to this reasons, it is used to fill in the balloons. Filled in the balloons for meteorological experiments, observations, meteorological observations. What observations are takes place in atmospheric air with the help of helium, because of it is a non-inflammable lighter gas, very lighter gas, and it was non-inflammable. Due to that reason, it can be used for meteorological observations. It is, and this helium again. We should give that information regarding that uses of helium, neon and argon, and krypton, xenon not considerable uses are not there. So, here first one helium. Helium is used for it is a non-inflammable and light gas. So, filling what it is? Filling in balloons. What observations? Meteorological observations. For meteorological observation. And liquid helium is used as a cryogenic agent. Liquid helium. This is very important point. Liquid helium is a cryogenic agent. Cryogenic agent. What is the meaning of cryogenic agent? It means boiling point of helium. We know that 4.2 kelvins. Some reactions takes place at low temperature. Low temperature reactions takes place. The study of that type of reactions we can use liquid helium, because of boiling point of helium is 4.2 kelvins. Due to that reason, it is used as a cryogenic agent, and this helium is a magnetic resonance spectroscopy superconducting. Due to that superconducting behavior, it is used as to develop the picture. It is what it is. MRI scan. MRI means magnetic resonance imaging. Magnetic resonance imaging. In that purpose also we can use that helium, and MRI scan it is, and it is diluent for O2. For what it is? Scuba divers, because of less solubility. Due to the less solubility, it is diluent for O2. It can be used for scuba divers. They are carrying helium gas. Liquid helium is act as a cryogenic agent. Some reactions takes place at a low temperature. We can observe the reaction mechanisms. And helium is a non-inflammable and lighter gas. Due to that, it is used to the filling balloons, which can use it to the meteorological observations. And helium can have the superconducting agent, it is nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. In spectroscopy terms, we can say that it can be used to prepare magnetic resonance imaging. Magnetic resonance imaging. So these are the uses of helium. And while coming to the neon, and neon is main is used as discharge tubes. Neon is used for the discharge tubes and botanical gardens in greenhouses. Botanical garden in greenhouse. Greenhouses, botanical garden in greenhouse, and neon, and followed by next fluorescent bulbs. Fluorescent bulbs, and especially it was fluorescent bulbs and discharge tubes, and in botanical gardens in greenhouses. While coming to the argon, argon is used to create inert atmosphere. Very important. This is argon is used to the creation of inert atmosphere. Inert atmosphere creativity we required argon because of this is especially used in metallurgical process because some reactions takes place in inert atmosphere. And krypton and xenon can be used as the designed lights. It is designed lights. If you like to prepare designed lights, krypton and xenon, which can be used for that type of instrument, that type of objects it is. So here inert atmosphere. So this will be the uses, and once you should read the uses in your text, then you will get the idea about that. And here what we have to, how we have to find the hybridizations and one more point, the source of the noble gases. Source of noble gases mainly it was air and natural gas. Air and natural gas was the source of noble gases, and one more is also there, that is spring water. Spring water and some radioactivity decays liberate helium gas, and monazite, uranium, pitch blende also contains traces amount of helium, and that radioactivity decay of uranium, thorium, they can liberate helium. And the main source is air and natural gas and spring water it is. So here once again I will give one conclusion regarding this. XeF2, XeF4, XeF6, XeO3, XeO4, diaxide tetroxide, XeOF2, XeOF4, XeO2F2. These are oxyfluorides. It is oxides. It is halides. Xenon halides, xenon oxyfluorides, xenon oxides. So here how to remember the hybridization and shape of the molecule. That is very important to find the hybridizations and to find the geometry of the molecule. Whatever the compound, not only this, whatever the compound was there, to calculate hybridization and geometry, we should follow one formula. You also know some formulas, but this formula is a little bit easy and easy to find the answer with respect to the lone pairs as well as bond pairs. Before that, you should remember for sp3d 5 pairs pentagonal bipyramidal it is. Pb means pentagonal bipyramidal sp3d. So if it is 4 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, the shape is seesaw. 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs is T shape, and 2 bond pairs, 3 lone pairs is linear. You make a note, my dear student, this was very important for sp3d. While going to the sp3d2, 6 pairs octahedral. Here 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, square, pyramidal. 4 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, square, planar. While coming to the sp3d3, 7 bond pairs, octahedral. If it is a 6 bond pairs plus 1 lone pair, that is a distorted octahedral. These points are very important. Take one screenshot, my dear students. This was very useful points. Take one screenshot. I will give 5 seconds time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. sp3d, sp3d2, sp3d3. After that, how to calculate hybridization? This is very important point, and based on this we are calculate this one. So here you should write hybridization HYB is equals to total number of valency electrons whole divided by octet. This is one of the simplest formula, one of the simplest and easiest formula to calculate hybridization. Total number of valency electrons. What is valency electron means? Valency electron is equal to group number. Valency electron is equals to what? Group number. Make a note of this. If it is XeF2, if it is XeF2, we should calculate Xe group number 8, number of fluorines 2, fluorine group number 7. Once again I am repeating this. Xe group number 8, 8th group, fluorine number of fluorines 2, fluorine group number 7 divided by 8. What we will get? 8 plus 14 by 8, that is 22 by 8. 8 plus 14 by 8, 22 by 8. Clear it is. This was very important and easiest formula, easiest updated formula, easy to find the hybridizations. So here then we will get 22 by 8, then don't divide with 2 table, 4 table like that. That type of divisions are prohibited here. So here what to do? 8 2s are 16, these 2 bond pairs, remaining 6. 8 2s are 16, the 2 is called bond pairs, remaining will be 6. Actually what is the formula? Hybridization is equals to total number of valency electrons divided by octet. The balance will be not octet, it is. The balance is less than 6, less than octet, less than 8. Then once you will get less than 8, that less than 8 value again divided by 2, because less than 8 are satisfied with helium configuration. So what the left value is, what the value is left, simply you should divide it by 2. Then again you should divide it by 2. 2 3 is 6, 3 was lone pairs. So 2 bond pairs plus 3 lone pairs, total how many pairs? 5 pairs. See this 5 pairs. 5 pairs what is shape? Pentagonal bipyramidal shape. 5 pairs pentagonal bipyramidal shape, but here 2 bond pairs, 3 lone pairs. 2 bond pairs, 3 lone pairs. What is the shape of the geometry? Linear. It is linear geometry. Got it? This is a linear geometry. So what is the geometry of XeF2? Linear. So it is XeF2 is linear. sp3d. While coming to the XeF4, 8 plus number of fluorines 4 7 divided by 8, xenon 8th group plus 4 fluorine atoms into 7 by 8, that is equals to 8 plus 7 4s are 28 by 8, 28 8 36 by 8, 36 how can divide 36, 8 4s are 32, it is bond pairs, 4 will be left, remaining 4 divided by 2, it is lone pair. 4 plus 2 6, 4 plus 2 6 pairs, 6 pairs is what? Octahedral, 6 pairs octahedral, so it is 4 bond pairs plus 2 lone pairs is equals to sp3d2. If I are expecting octahedral, but it is square planar. Square planar. Clear? This was a technique you can utilize in competitive point of view, then time will be safe. Understand? How to save the time? It is very useful. By this formula you can do miracles, you can do any type of a compound. any type of compound, maximum 90% of the examples are satisfied with this formula. Hybridization is equals to total number of valency electrons divided by octet. Total number of valency electrons divided by octet. Clear it is. So let us consider XeF6. XeF6. XeF6, see this XeF6, xenon 8 plus 6 into 7 by 8, 8 plus 42 by 8, 50 by 8, 50 by 8, how to divide 50? 8 6 are 48, remaining 2, 6 bond pairs, and 2 1s are 2, 0, 1 lone pair, 6 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, 7, 6 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, 6 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, distorted octahedral. Distorted octahedral it is. Clear? Like this we have to practice. In previous class I said interhalogen compounds. Any formula you can apply, you can get like this only. Suppose if the compound is oxide, oxide means like this XeO3, XeO4 oxides are there. For oxides only, not total number of valence electrons, only central atom group number divided by 2. That is one more formula. That is for oxides. No need to add all these oxygens. Clear? For oxides, what is the formula? Central atom group number by 2. These are oxyfluorides. It is fluorides. So here, make a note, my dear students, this was very important competitive bit it is. While save the time, you should save the time. How to save the time? If you should save the time, this time can be used to solve another tough question. Clear it is. You have to follow like this, then you will get a good rank in first attempt only. Minimize the time, accuracy, minimize the time. You should practice well, then you will get idea about this. Clear? So hybridization is equal to total number of valence electrons divided by octet. Valence is equal to nothing but group number. So I will give simple information regarding this. And one more formula also there for oxides. For oxides, central atom group number by 2. Formula 1 it is. Formula 2 for oxides, hybridization is equals to central atom group number by 2. See this XeO3. XeO3, remove this central atom group number 8. 8 by 2 is equals to 4. 4 means what? sp3. XeO4, remove this 8 by 2, it is also 4. 4 is sp3. But here 4 sp3 means number 4 it is. Number 4 means this is tetrahedral. It is 3. 3 means pyramidal. 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, pyramidal. 4 bond pairs, tetrahedral. Like this information, like this splitting was there in sp3 geometry also. Clear? So it is for oxides. Suppose if you take SO2, remove this, S belongs to 6th group, 6 by 2, 3. 3 means sp2. 3 number. 3 means 1 is S, remaining 2 are the P. sp2. sp2. What is the number? First you will give one preference S, remaining are P. Later it is D. Understand? sp2. And sp2 it is angular. Actually we should hear 3. We want 3. If it was 3 then trigonal planar. If it was 3 it is trigonal planar. But in this example it was only 2 was there, so it is angular. Like this number of examples we can solve it with respect to this concept. Clear? So here you should write this and next one is the conclusion. Conclusion means that is what we discussed regarding this P block. You should revise and practice that equations. And in this example, here 3 bond pairs plus 2 lone pairs. It is sp3d linear. Here 4 bond pairs plus 2 lone pairs. It is sp3d2 square planar. It is 6 bond pairs plus 1 lone pair, sp3d3 distorted octahedral. Here 3 bond pairs plus 1 lone pair, sp3 pyramidal. Here 4 bond pairs, 0 lone pairs, sp3 tetrahedral. And next we have to go to XeOF2. XeOF2 means 8 plus 6 plus 2 into 7 by 8, 14 plus 14 by 8, 28 by 8, 28 by 8 and 8 3 is 24, 2 2 is 4. So 3 plus 2, 3 plus 2 means 3 plus 2, 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs, sp3d, T shape. While coming to the XeOF4, 8 6, 4 into 7 by 8, 14 plus 28 by 8, 42 by 8, 8 5 is 40, 2 1 is 2, 5 plus 1, 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, sp3d2, 5 bond pairs, 1 lone pair, sp3d2, and square pyramidal. And last one is 8 plus 2 into 6 plus 2 into 7 by 8. So it is 8 plus 16 plus 14 by 8, 16 40 30, 38 by 8. 38 by 8 means what will be 38 by 8? 8 4 is 32, 12, 6 2 is 12, 20, 34 by 8, 34 by 8. 34 by 8 means 8 4 is 32, 2 1s are 2. So 4 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. Four bond pairs plus 1 lone pair, it is also sp3d seesaw. Because of in examination point of view, they should ask calculate number of bond pairs and number of lone pairs in the example, and which of the following example contains equal number of sigma and equal number of pi bonds. Equal number of sigma and equal number of pi bonds contains like this. See this XeO4, 4 sigma, 4 pi. XeO4 contains equal number of sigma and equal number of pi bonds. While going to the XeO3, you should draw like this. XeO3, it is pyramidal shape XeO3, and the sp3d2, it is, see this XeOF2 like this, XeOF2 F O like this. This is XeOF2. This is XeOF4. Draw one triangle. Xe, it is lone pair. XeOF4. This is XeO2F2. sp3d2, sorry, sp3d2 means sp3d2, it is square planar like this. Xe. These 4 are the fluorines. Double bond oxygen, it is lone pair. While coming to XeO2F2. O2F2, how many lone pairs? 1 lone pair occupied by the equatorial position. And this is F, this is F, this is O, and this is O, XeO2F2. Seesaw shape. So, like this type of geometries we can calculate with respect to that formula. hybridization is equals to total number of valency electrons divided by octet. You can apply this formula to any of the compound. If you are getting any doubt, please share your doubts in comment box. So this was p block elements, and remember Cl, what about that, all are the XCO3 is explosive, XCO3 is explosive and solid color, that is important point, and XCO3 is a pyramidal. So revise the topic, practice the equations. If you will get any doubts, please share your doubts, please subscribe, and please press the like button, and I hope you understood. I wish you all the best. Be confident, be safe, be strength, prove your identity. Thank you one and all. This was the end of the P block. Bye bye.